People, Deluded, I'm back again. Good morning, I hope you're all doing well and safe. Now, the window is shut. For another video, we'll probably I'll review, apologies, the whole broader transfer stuff and what I feel on all clubs. But specific to Arsenal, I'm not too sure what I'd rate our window out of 10. I'd probably give it I want to say 6. I'll give some leeway and say 7. You know, for me personally, I think in isolation, you know, Partey is a 25 million out of 10 signing. We're punching with signing him. We're not in the Champions League. We're not in these things. And we've got a very good midfielder. In isolation, that is a 25 million out of 10. Gabriel, that's a solid 7, 8, 9 to me. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. You know, both of these players, Partey's 27, he can develop, and for the next 5 years he'll only be 32. He's someone that can lead us to the future. We need people that are here for now. Aubameyang, Partey, to a degree Willian, and these sort of players are here for that. We need players for the future. Gabriel's helped with that. So in the medium to long term, we're doing what we can to address the spine. Now maybe I'm greedy and Saliba stayed in the squad and hopefully he can prove his worth, but I wanted 2 centre-halves. You know, big up to all the centre-halves in form and whatnot, but over a 38 game period is different. I definitely feel we need 2 central midfielders, you know, Partey and somebody else. And clearly we knew that with wanting to go for Arawa, but it wasn't meant to happen, people. So we've got 2 signings. I would have took that. If you offered me Gabriel, Partey, Willian, I would have probably taken that. I would have wanted to see a bit more, but I would have taken that. You know, Willian's a good complementary option in the side. You know, Gabriel still got a lot of developing to do, but can take us to another level when he develops, and is playing quite well already and adapted very fast. Partey, you know, is very much here for the present. So we've got stronger tools for our trying to meet top 4. The only thing with our window, if you look at it in isolation, like I said, we did fail to bring in another centre-half if we were looking at that. I know we brought in Marie permanently. We did fail to bring in another midfielder. And, you know, to be fair, we've done all right. You know, we've confirmed the signing of Gabriel. Like I said, that's an 8 out of 10 in isolation. Partey, let me stop exaggerating, about 25 million. It's about a 20 out of 10. You know, it's cliche, but confirmed the future of Aubameyang. That is like a new signing, and the future of Bukayo Saka. On one hand, I think this is business as usual, and this should be expected of a team that wants to create short to medium to long-term success. You need your best players, you need them tied down. But on the other hand, we did well within this COVID market. I personally feel, you know, if I was to be a bit harsh, could we have confirmed Partey a bit earlier? Clearly, we tried to play a game of poker and get him cheaper than his release clause. It didn't bang, so we did what we needed to do. If we got him earlier, could he have, you know, adjusted quicker and all of these sort of things, and, you know, got quicker in his Arsenal development? You know, again, you saw how he played against Liverpool. Could he have helped us in that game? I'm reaching a bit, but you get what I'm saying. I feel where we've let ourselves down is outgoings. I say, before I talk about the individual players, I say outgoings because, you know, we've still got 8 centre-halves on the books. You know, there's still a lot of question marks over several players, people, and that's something you wanted to see put to an end. You know, I'm not too sure how it's going to work in terms of the non-homegrown list that needs to be submitted on the 20th of October. Socrates is probably the one to miss out for me. You know, you've still got a couple of other players on the books, but I did feel we knew outgoings. You know, we need to move people on anyways for the budget and whatnot. We knew outgoings, especially in this COVID market, was going to be difficult. And, you know, I cut us some slack. We've done well in the market the more I think about it, but I would have liked to have seen more people moved on. I would have liked to have seen more of a push. Did we ever? Again, the club probably offered all of these names out to other clubs, but it didn't feel like we tried to push them out. Now, we knew there was a COVID market. We know many players are average players on tough wages, so it's difficult. But for me, apparently, you know, Lyon wanted 50 million euros for Arawa. Apparently, we've bidded anything up to from 25 up to 30, touching 40. Now, I know football's not this simple, but if you did sell a Mustafi, sell a Socrates, I don't want Balogun to leave, but considering you rejected 5 million last January, a Balogun, you know, and to be fair to Balogun, I shouldn't have said his name first. There's 8 centre-halves. There's only a few we can move forward with. There's question marks over a couple of players. Could we have, apologies people, could we have made more of a meal of it? Because if we sold these players, could in theory there have been extra money, extra change laying about for us to put on the offer of what we want for Arawa and get that one done. And also, I would say plan B targets, because it's nice to know we wanted a plan A target. We wanted Partey for years. That's cool. But in relation to fixing the creative void, it did appear that Arawa was the #1. You know, where is the plan B? You know, when it became apparent that we couldn't get Arawa, like how we did on deadline day now, could there have been a creative midfielder or a plan B or a plan C? Because creativity is vital. Now, when I look at it, you know, Aouar is vital to this team, or someone with that skill set. But at the same time, you know, if I was Arteta, as much as I would have probably preferred the signing of Aouar, because I just love that guy. I take nothing away from Partey because it's equal. I love him as well. I feel you can't, what Partey brings to the table, we can't fix in-house. You know, Torreira's gone, none of the players have the physicality or the skill set for it. I don't think we're amazing creative-wise, and like I said, I think we need to bring somebody in, people. But at the same time, I do think we have enough in that side to when I say fix, I mean carry us through to January the earliest. You know, Willian can play in that 10 role. You know, you could bring Ozil back from exile. There's other little things. You know, Ceballos has come on loan. You know, he's a more, you describe his strengths as more of a creative player. So we can kind of fix things in-house. When I look at the fact of, you know, our last game, we had 2 shots in the second half, 2 goals, but 2 shots against Sheffield United. We took about 28 minutes to have our first shot. We know we don't play to our full potential and attacking standard. I do think that can be coached. Like I said, you need better players, but I don't think we're playing to our potential and attacking outlet. Fair enough, Pepe, you know, he's not really been playing, but he's come off the bench and done well. He can do more. Willian's been around for a while in the Premier League. Aubameyang's a shooter in front of goal. Lacazette has a respectable goal return at times. You know, you've got Ceballos. There is, again, without looking at their individual situations, collectively, that is a decent attack. You know, to do better than shooting, taking 28 minutes to shoot against Sheffield and only having 2 shots and just generally being toothless. You know, I don't think we can fix the issues that Partey brings without obviously bringing in Partey, or if it wasn't Partey, somebody else. So I do think we have to be a bit smart with creativity wise, you know, whether that's Emil Smith-Rowe and Joe Willett getting chances, even Nelson, Ozil coming back from the wilderness, you know, Ceballos being played in that role, Willian, you know, maybe just rubbing that out completely and just playing with Partey and Ceballos or Xhaka as a pivot and then sorting it out there. Obviously Saka can be flirted in that role as well, as even though you want him on the flanks. There are options for us to play with, you know, whether you're convinced with them or not. So I think it's been a good... I'd give our window a 7. Let me not be harsh. I personally think the 6 is a result, but I cut us some slack because Partey is a good signing. We're punching. You know, Gabriel is a good signing with a lot of scope to develop. For me, I know Martinelli signed a new deal as well. I keep forgetting to mention that. Bukayo Saka and Aubameyang, you kind of confirmed the spine of the team now. There is a bit of a spine there, you know, with Aubameyang, with Partey now, with Tierney, with Gabriel. You know, you can kind of see how the team is shaping up with Maitland now / Bellerin, with Bukayo Saka in and about. You know, we're developing. We're still a couple sandwiches short of a picnic, I believe the saying is, but it's a decent window when I look at it. But for me, the big one was outgoings, and you know, you've still got many players on this wage books, and again, you have to wonder how much of not moving on players and stuff has that affected outgoings. Because let's just, we're not going to sign Messi, but let's just say Arsenal, Arteta had a madness involved. You know, they're going to bring in a player that we couldn't see, sort of thing. Would have liked to have seen that. Based on Saliba going out on loan, you know, it could be a blessing that he stays at the club and it could be beneficial, but you heard we was looking for a home for him, so maybe that'll push. Again, it keeps with outgoings, you know. Reece Nelson, whether Arteta said you're going to get chances or not, could we have found a loan club for him, you know? So it's only outgoings that brings it down. Maybe a bit of a delay with the Partey thing and just delaying in general. It would have been nice to get these signings done early, and for me, outgoings is the only thing that can bring this window down personally. But I mean, it is what it is, people. January, I don't think we could sign Aouar in January. If I was him, I wouldn't want to leave my team mid-season in a season where you're trying to go to the Euros. It can be quite difficult to adapt in a new league. Obviously, in January, it's difficult to do business anyways. Now, Lyon need money. They might be open to selling him, but you know, you typically have to overpay in January. So if we can, you know, hold it up with Partey, you know, kind of fix the creative issues to the best of our ability, at least for now, then in 2.5 months, maybe, you know, like I said, if we've got scouting reports on a certain creative midfielder that's attainable, can we go and get that done? Because, you know, creativity is still an issue in this team. I think we need to play better with our existing options, but we still need that man. You know, left back is an area we might have to assess. Kolasinac looked close to going, but he didn't go. He's someone we probably have to move on within the next year. Tierney, the only question mark you can have over Tierney is his fitness. Obviously, Saka and Maitland can do great jobs there, but ideally, you know, you want Maitland at right back. You want Saka doing what Saka's been doing, scoring goals and affecting the game in more attacking positions. So left back is an area. Obviously, striker long term, whether Aubameyang signed a new deal or not, he's not going to be here forever. We need to be looking at one. Obviously, with Lacazette's future, and obviously we don't know if Eddie Nketiah has proven if he can, you know, have a long-term future here. That is a position we probably need to look at as well. Personally, I love wingers. I don't think we need a winger, but I'm always open to, better players. If an Alexis Sanchez, the Alexis we signed from Barca, became available in current day 2020, regardless of our options, I would be up for that because he's better than what we have. And I'm sure a lot of you will have other things to say. A lot of you probably want another centre-half. I would like another centre-half to go with Saliba and Holding's resurgence, because Luiz is probably off next year. But we'll have to see. But I'm ecstatic about Partey. It's finally sunk in this morning as I speak to you lot that Partey is an Arsenal player. And yeah, man, I look forward to seeing him finally put on the famous shirt for the first time and get his career going at this club, It's exciting times for us. It's exciting times for him. Hopefully, Arteta has more tools available to make more of a fight of top 4. Ultimately, we're going to live or die by the amount of consistency we display over a 38-game period. On that note, though, there's not much more for me to add, so I'm going to keep it moving. It's always a pleasure. DG.